All right, this is the trade recap for Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. We did take a 1% loss today. It's all good. Let's go over it. So we had news. We had George job openings at 10 o'clock this morning. Came out bearish, actual greater than forecast cryptocurrency. Therefore, this was actually bullish news. Actually is greater than forecast. Actual is better than forecast. That's good for the dollar, bad for the S&P. This should have been bullish news, right? Anyway, huge sell-off, and I was honestly looking for shorts. So we had, I was watching market open. We had swept out these 15-minute highs here. We had swept out these 15-minute highs there. And then we had, this is a little annoying. We saw about those 15-minute highs. And I was watching both the S&P and NASDAQ at this time. And at this time, I was initially watching NASDAQ. And I didn't want to take a trade just yet. I wanted to wait for news to drop. We did have SMT. We had a bearish SMT here on NASDAQ. I wasn't able to take a NASDAQ trade because my broker would not allow me to. So I thought that was a little annoying because we had this SMT. Let me find the other example. The S&P. Here we go. Okay, so the S&P made a high and then a lower high. Notice, keep in time these time frames. 942 and then 949. Made a high and then a lower high over there. Then we're on NASDAQ. As I just mentioned, we made a, so in 942, right here, 942, we made a lower high, and then at 949, we made a higher high. Therefore, we had a bearish divergence. We're up here at these 15-minute highs, getting a little sweep. And honestly, I was waiting for news to drop, but news was this giant candle to the downside, and obviously I didn't enter all the way down here. I waited for this retracement to go, and then I was looking for equilibrium off of this whole move. I wanted to get a fill of this fair value gap right there. We filled it quite completely, and so I was looking for shorts, and that's when I placed my trade here, but my broker wouldn't allow me to go through, so it never ended up happening. So I went over to the S&P at the same time, and I was looking for shorts, right? So I said, since we had filled in this whole imbalance here, we're starting to come back down. We are at equilibrium of this move, this whole move. And the fact that price closed beneath the equilibrium on this, I said sell SPX, and my stops were just above this little fair value gap here. As you can see, I instantly kind of got stopped out. This was kind of a poor decision on my behalf because the equilibrium here, obviously you can see a lot of wick reactions off of here. And plus, it was so soon after news that there was still a lot of volatility within the market. I should have waited more for some more compliments here. Obviously, after price stopped me out here, continue higher, swap out these highs, came back down, filled in this imbalance, this little 1 minute imbalance here, right? And then moved back up and took out any more liquidity that was sitting up here. Came down here, sweep out these lows. Price continued to move higher towards this 15-minute high that's all the way up here, and we got a sell-off during PM session. But that was my trade for September 4th. Lost about a 1%. It's okay though. So we're down about 1.5% this week. Tomorrow we have ADP, non-farm employment change, unemployment claims, and ISM services. So if I do trade tomorrow, I'll be definitely de-risking. But yeah, I mean, poor days happen. This was definitely not the smartest choice. I mean, obviously I had the SMT down, I had the sweep and everything down, as I mentioned beforehand, but I feel that I should have been more awake. If in the event that I would have taken this, has been kind of a valid trade if it closed below this fair value gap. If price closed below here, that'd be an indication that hey, price is probably going to move lower and target some of these lows down here. But price kept moving higher, and then we finally got that sell off right around 11 o'clock actually. This wasn't too bad. This was actually a decent setup here as well. 15-minute sweep. We had a bullish fair value gap with a 1 minute, and we had a break of structure here. And then obviously you also have an inverse fair value gap. You have this bullish one, and then you have this big bearish candle break below that. In addition to break below this low, you definitely could have. So you got fill here, stops just above this high. You could have targeted, say, 5-minute lows or something along those lines, and that would have been like a banger trade. Boom. That definitely would have been a trade idea, but I usually cut off my trades after about 1, especially if I say I lose for the day. I'll cut off the trades for the day, and I usually take about 1 trade a day. But yeah, that was the trade recap. Kind of sucks I couldn't catch that NASDAQ move, but I wanted to wait for news to drop because I have jumped the gun before in the past and got instantly stopped out. So it's kind of a 50-50 shot when it comes to news. But this honestly should have been, if it comes out as bearish for the dollar, it should have come out. It should be bullish. I don't know why it was big bearish news, but the fact that I was able to identify a proper SMT, sweep, and then breaks of structure, obviously heavy break of structure. Let's see heavy break of structure right there. Yeah, maybe just barely, but it's still a break of structure. No, well, maybe. Hold on. Yeah, because you still got a candle close below that. But even if that, it's alright though. It's all a learning process. But I will be back tomorrow for September 5th, and then I will not be trading on Friday. Well, I might. I don't think I will though, because it's a lot. And we have news at 11 o'clock. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna sit around and wait till then. So I'll probably might trade tomorrow. Definitely not trading on Friday. But trade recap September 4th.